neighboring Bellarmine last Wednesday, and then a 1-point loss at the buzzer against Wright State on Saturday. Coach Payne trying to get his first victory as head coach.
He is, and again, Kenny Payne is intense. He's about these guys learning how to win. He says that is job number one, is teaching these young men how to win, and no better way to do it than try to get something going here on their home court this evening.
Jeffrey Clark, Keith Kimball, and Tony Chiazza are referees today. App State comes in 2-0. You see their starting lineup. Tyree Boykin is their leading scorer so far, number 30. They come in off a couple of wins. They played a Division III school to start the season called Warren Wilson, scored a school record 142 points in that game, won by almost 70, and then beat North Carolina Central, a solid team, on Thursday in overtime.
And when you look at this Louisville team, there is talent here. But in talking with Kenny Payne earlier today, this is a talent that hasn't really won at this level, as we see coming off the three.
Tyree Boykin knocks down the triple to start the game.
Yeah, and Boykin was highlighted in shoot-around this morning for the Cards. They know that he's a knockdown shooter, knocked down 4 threes in each of their first 2 games. So they know his number, they recognize his scoring ability.
Came into the game at 50% from beyond the arc. Louisville down to 5 on the shot clock. And turns it over. A problem for the Cardinals so far this season. Boykin stops on a dime and scores.
And Boykin off to a great start. Transfer from Division II Union University. His first action on the road in Division I basketball, and right now he's showing that he belongs.
A grad student from Clarksville, Tennessee, the first 5 points of the game. So jumper from Brandon Huntley-Hatfield and a chance for 3. App State coached by 4th-year head man Dustin Kearns. You see his record, 3 straight winning seasons at App State. Came in after they had 8 losing seasons in a row, turned it around in year 1, and led the Mountaineers to the NCAA tournament in his second season, 2021.
And Coach Kearns talked about the size and athleticism of the Cards when we talked with them pregame, and it's going to be a concern for them throughout this entire one. How do they handle that? And I believe the way that they go about battling that is being able to knock down the 3, which is a staple of what App State has done over those 3 winning seasons.
Traveling will be called against Donovan Gregory. We talked about the turnovers for Louisville being a real problem so far this season. 16 turnovers a game. Not a lot of assists either compared to that.
Yeah, only 9 assists to 19 turnovers versus Wright State in their most recent 1-point loss. And when you think about that, giving away the basketball and not getting opportunities is what's held them down.
Ellis, who comes off a career-high 29 points, offensive rebound up and in, Sidney Curry.
And that's the most encouraging sign thus far for the Cards. Sidney Curry getting involved in the action. Only 3 points this season. And only that was just his 3rd field goal attempt on the year. He's a young man that really needs to be an anchor offensively and defensively for this team.
Sliding to the rim, wide open, Donovan Gregory. Gregory, who was a preseason second-team All-Sun Belt selection, comes in averaging 11 points a game, team best 5 assists. This is Ellis, a senior from Durham, in his second season with the Cards, has taken on the leading scorer role at 21.5 a game, down to 4 on the shot clock, and a foul.
And Boykin bailing out Jalen Withers on that possession. Really an empty possession for the Cards, nowhere to go. Withers just trying to make it play, late shot clock. And Boykin's coming in, committing the foul and bailing Louisville out.
We talked about how Louisville has lost 2 one-point games to start the season. A little bit different. Bellarmine really controlled the majority of the first game. Up double digits for a lot of that game. Louisville made a late run to lose by 1. But Wright State, that was a game Louisville felt like they had. And then a shot at the buzzer after a turnover led to the victory for the Raiders. Offensive foul.
You see Withers once again getting downhill, but out of control. picking up the offensive foul. And again, with App State being a much smaller team, even though they are a great shot blocking team, one of the ways to defend the rim is to step in and take charges.
Tamel Pearson, a fifth-year grad student from Chicago. First year at App State, comes in from Western Illinois. Drew that charge. Still plenty of time on the shot clock here. This is Gregory. Boykin, contested three.
Tell you what, Boykin has some confidence. No question about it. If he gets a look, he's going to let it fly. I can appreciate that.
Well, he was the player of the year in his league last year, a Division II league out of Union University, you mentioned, in Tennessee. He was an All-American. He scored almost 1,700 points there, averaged 18 a game in his career, so he can put the ball in the basket.
Well, the way he's starting off this season, he's got a chance to be player of the year in the Sun Belt as well, so he might be in contention for that award.
Baseline jumper, offensive rebound for the Cards, and then kicked.
That would be a trivia question. Not only has a player won player of the year in 2 different leagues in consecutive years, but in different divisions, Division II and Division I. I need somebody at home watching to send me the information on that.
You mentioned the Sun Belt. App State picked in the middle of the pack in the Sun Belt this year, 7th out of 14 teams. Louisiana was picked number 1. Withers has played well to start the season. Three-pointer, Mike James. And the offensive rebound tapped out to the Mountaineers. Long skip pass out of bounds will send us to a timeout.
Time is out on the floor.
Just under 16 minutes to go, first half. App State with the early lead. In the middle of that huddle, with his back to you, is Kenny Payne, the first-year head coach. Finished his career at Louisville in '89, came back in the early 2000s to finish his degree, was part of the '86 national title team as a freshman. Comes after 2 years with the New York Knicks and spent a long time at Kentucky prior to that. He's determined to get this turned around.
He really is, and again, it's home for Kenny Payne, so he has a different feeling about this place than he would anywhere else. And he is determined, as you mentioned, to make Louisville the same successful place it was when he won a national championship in 1986, alongside Purvis Ellison, the greatest freshman to ever play at Louisville, and one of the greatest freshmen to ever play college basketball.
Coach Payne, they mentioned, was the only coach in the country that was an NBA draft pick and then won national titles as a player and a coach. He won the title in 12 as a coach at Kentucky.
And that's an NBA first-round draft pick, where he actually was drafted number 19 to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Down to 3 on the shot clock. Withers gets it away at the buzzer, and it's an air ball, a shot clock violation.
But that's one, if you're Jalen Withers, just catch it and shoot it. Kenny Payne telling him the same thing. At 6'9", he can elevate and shoot over top of defenders coming at him on a closeout. And not knowing how much time was left on the shot clock, that's one, just catch and shoot it, let it fly.
Louisville's getting late into the shot clock a lot, and Coach Payne talked about his team wanting to play with more confidence.
Well, and confidence comes from seeing the ball go through, as we see Debaji Walker knocking down the 3, son of another Louisville great, Samaki Walker, who's supposed to be in the building here this evening.
First 3 of the game for Debaji Walker, who averages 6.5 over the first 2 games this season. It's extended into a 6-point lead. James is fouled. Terrence Harcum, his first.
And like the attack by Mike James, getting downhill, trying to make something happen. At the end of the day, it's not always about settling for jump shots. You want to try to attack that paint. Kenny Payne told us earlier today, games are won and lost in that painted area. He wants for his team to be in attack mode, getting downhill, not settling for three-pointers.
James tore his Achilles last year at the start of his freshman season. In October, missed the entire season. A redshirt freshman from Orlando who started well this year, scored 16 points against Bellarmine in the season opener, one of the highest totals a freshman's ever scored in his first game, although he misses everything on the second free throw.
Yeah, Kenny Payne just as confused as I am after a guy knocks down a free throw. How do you shoot an air ball on the second one? And again, you were barely calm, you know, when you talked about that. See, I can't be that calm talking about an air ball at the free throw line. That one would have kind of got me a little unraveled, just confused.
They say a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Okay, yeah. Well, we got the picture of Kenny Payne, and that was definitely worth one word: confused.
App State has shot the ball well so far, and a foul. J.J. Traynor, his first.
And we've talked about Louisville in the first 2 losses. This may be the best team that they've faced here on this floor. When you consider App State and the success they've had, I know they were picked 7th in the Sun Belt preseason. I'm not sure who had anything to do with that. I know I didn't, because I'm not picking against this team. The success that they've had and the players that they have on the squad.
Good action leads to an open layup for Terrence Harcum.
And also that coach on the sideline. When you think about, Coach Kearns, he knows what he's doing. Talked about the way he elevated Presbyterian, of course, and what he's done in this program already. App State will be a good basketball team once again this season.
Another turnover. App State on the run. Xavier Brown attacks the rim, scores and a foul.
And make no mistake, the Mountaineers are not here to just play. They're here to win. And you see the attack as Brown gets downhill through the contact, able to finish with the left hand off the glass. And you can tell they've come into this building with a tremendous amount of confidence. And Coach Kearns talked to us about the fact that, hey, we need to win some of these games. Again, it's not about just coming in and playing and participating. We're here to win, and they feel confident enough that they can come in here and get a win today.
They've been the aggressors so far, without a doubt, in attack mode from the start, especially on offense, turning Louisville turnovers into easy baskets. Coach Kearns has led the Mountaineers to 3 straight winning seasons. First time that's happened since 97 to 2000. We mentioned they had 8 straight losing seasons before he got here. That's building the program quickly.
And back-to-back postseasons, the NCAA tournament after winning the conference tournament 2 seasons ago, last year NIT team. So when you look at this group, there's confidence in there. It may not be the same players, but at the same time, it's guys who were part of it and that winning culture who have now developed into playing even much bigger roles.
Yeah, to your point, they lost 3 of their top 4 scorers from last year, but haven't missed a beat starting this season, brought in a lot of new players and transfers. Once again down to 5 on the shot clock. This is Kamari Lands off to Miller. Barely grazed the iron. Traynor put back, tipped up a couple of times. Huntley-Hatfield is fouled.
And it's a very small thing, but when you look at these 2 teams, you can tell App State's playing with much more confidence early in this game.
And that's what Coach Payne told us. He said, you can't shoot the ball and be like, oh boy, I hope that goes in, or gee, I hope I can guard my man, he doesn't score on me. You got to play with that confidence. Coming up next, Armando Bacot, #1 North Carolina, hosts Gardner-Webb at the Dean Smith Center in Chapel Hill. That'll be after we're done here tonight, 8 o'clock, right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app.
My guys, WD, Wes Durham, and Dan Bonner on the call for that one in Chapel Hill.
What have you seen from the Heels so far this year?
I saw them a tale of 2 halves last time out. Armando Bacot had 1 point. It was in foul trouble the first half. Comes out, scores 27 points in the second half. So, but I think Caleb Love looks stronger. He looks, more physically capable of dishing out punishment, attacking the basket. Of course, R.J. Davis will be one of the top point guards in the ACC this season. I believe that it's North Carolina's league to lose this year, especially with all the returning talent they have back and veteran experience.
To the rim and scoring. Aggressive take again by Terrence Harcum.
And one of the things that we're seeing from App State is the fact that, Coach Kearns talked to us about they didn't want to be a team that had to rely on the 3 as much as they have in the past. And they have been getting the job done, attacking the paint and finishing.
Louisville passing it around the perimeter again. And a foul, a hand check.
Foul on number 15, C.J. Huntley.
They called on Huntley, his second.
It'll be Cardinal ball. In the game, number 15, Miller replaces.
He'll check out of the game.
And for App State, number 10, Eads Jr.
Michael Eads Jr. in for head coach Dustin Kearns. And we mentioned that tough start, 0-2, first time in 23 years the Cards have started 0-2. If you're wondering, the last 0-3 start happened in 1986.
And that was right after winning a national championship, so that's the second year of Purvis Ellis.
They went to the Great Alaska Shootout and lost all 3 games. They rejected Justin Absinthe's 9th block of the season. Offensive foul on Xavier Brown.
And that's a leadership play by Ellis right there. Maybe can change the tide for the Cards. As you see, Ellis doing a great job, recognized ball handler out of control, absorbing the contact, and that's what you need for your senior leaders to do, is make plays like that on the defensive end of the floor to get everyone else involved. Oftentimes, that type of effort can be contagious.
Ellis attacks the rim and is fouled. The foul's piling up. This is already going to put Louisville into the bonus with 12 minutes to go.
That's his second, team 7.
And it also takes a number of the starters off the floor in foul trouble.
So Brown leaves with 2 fouls. Carvel T-Set, third-year sophomore in his first year at App State after spending 2 years at Northwestern State, where he scored 11 points a game and shot 38% from 3. In fact, T-Set had 61 three-pointers last year at Northwestern State, so he can shoot the ball as well.
Ellis through 2 games. The turnovers have been an issue, but scoring has not, averaging 21.5 points per game. You know, and this is a young man who's moving over. He rarely played in the point guard position a year ago, and now having to take on that role of running the offense and balancing it with when is the time to score. It will be a learning curve for him as this season goes along. But he is the guy that Kenny Payne is going to need to have the basketball in his hand to make decisions and make plays for these Cards team to be successful.
Ellis averaged 9 points in 20 minutes a game last year, mostly off the bench, and he's the leading returning scorer for this Cards team. Percy Miller just picked up a 2nd foul.
And that's a big foul simply because it puts Ellis back to having to be the primary ball handler and oftentimes taking him out of that scoring role. And right now, Coach Kearns is happy with what his team has done here on the road in Louisville, Kentucky.
No.
Head coach Dustin Kearns and App State have started the season well. Played a Division III school, Warren Wilson, out of Asheville, North Carolina, 142 points. That was a program record. They won that game by 64 points. Then they beat North Carolina Central. They've really defended the rim very well. We saw Absent with a block a moment ago.
Yeah, doing the job defensively at the rim, and I know many people will look at 142 points, but against a Division III school. But I can tell you right now, scoring 142 points against anyone is an impressive feat.
I mean, the ball's still going through the basket 50, 60 times, right? I mean, the ball's got to go through the basket somehow to get that many points.
Yeah, they have 20 more assists than their opponents on the season and 17 less turnovers. They're sharing the basketball extremely well, shooting almost 40% from 3 and close to 50% from the field. And these are all the makings of a very good offensive team.
Boykin gets the roll. 7 points for Tyree Boykin. 8 out of 11 shooting for App State so far. 2 out of 12 for Louisville.
But that shows you how good an offensive team this App State team is. They come on the road and still shoot the basketball very well.
5 different players have scored for the Mountaineers so far. This is Kamari Lands at the top of the key, a very highly sought-after recruit. Ellis, a 3. And a foul. J.J. Traynor, his 2nd.
His 2nd. 15th foul. App State basketball. In the game for App State.
What do you see from Louisville's offense so far? What needs to improve?
Well, right now, Louisville is content to move the basketball around the perimeter. They're not getting into that painted area. No one is able to beat their man off the dribble and get downhill. And at some point, I believe we're going to have to see Ellis just get into attack mode and start trying to break down his defender to create opportunities for himself as well as his teammates.
Quick spin move. Off the mark with the 3 for Boykin. Ellis clears the glass, almost turns it over, does turn it over. Loose ball to Tamel Pearson.
And that's a play right there. You jump to pass the basketball, leaving yourself no other option.
And a foul as Boykin had a lane to the rim. Jalen Withers, his second.
App State ball.
And App State will shoot free throws the rest of the way with 10:20 left to go in the first half, starting with the next foul. Here's Brandon Huntley-Hatfield back into the game. Highly regarded five-star recruit when he committed to Tennessee. Transferred to Louisville this past offseason. 6'10".
He's gotten off to a good start for the Cards offensively.
Boykin came up short. And the rebound to Zan Payne, the coach's son.
And Zan Payne spent 4 years at Kentucky. Understands winning.
And picks up the offensive foul.
And right now, Kenny Payne just trying to get someone into the game that can give them some type of positive momentum. As you see Zan getting downhill, lowering the shoulder, but that's just a great job defensively. Getting yourself in legal guarding position and taking the contact, knowing that the defender is going to try to get past you, absorbing that contact, and getting the call.
Midway through the first half, Louisville has 9 points. And another foul. And this will put App State at the line. Mike James, his first. Crowd doesn't like all these calls, but it's a physical game.
It is a physical game. You know, earlier today in shoot-around, Kenny Payne talked about switching that screen and roll action. And Mike James told him, no, we're not switching it. I'll fight through it. And Coach Payne said, hey, are you going to fight? He said, I will fight through. But that time he fought through a little too aggressively, picking up the foul. And Louisville is prepared to switch those screens if need be. And if they keep picking up these fouls, at some point they're going to probably have to.
Tamel Pearson is now 7 out of 7 from the free throw line this season. Apologies, sir.
No, you did that on purpose.
Just stating facts, my friend. Ellis attacks the rim, kicks it out for a wide-open three. It's good.
And that is Ellis's game. That's how he's going to have to play for this team to be successful. It's not him taking the shot, but it's also him being aggressive, getting downhill, creating an opportunity for someone else.
And that shot energizes this Cardinals crowd a little bit. This building seats over 22,000. This program annually amongst the nation's leaders in attendance. Tough fadeaway. Gregory scores.
Nice play by Gregory and the patience to see if there was going to be a double team coming and then getting on balance off the 1 foot, knocking down the fadeaway jumper.
Curry. Offensive foul.
Okay, I need to see that one again because in live action, that looked like a flop. And again, Sidney Curry is the biggest guy on the floor. And so oftentimes these calls will go against him.
What do you think?
I think that should have gone the other direction. I think that should be Sidney Curry getting an opportunity at the free throw line on that one.
And flopping is immediately a technical foul this year, one-shot technical foul.
Yeah, and there was contact, but there can be contact and a flop also. Sidney
Curry weighs in at 270. Tamel Pearson, 225. Same matchup at the other end. Pearson gets the better of it. Biggest lead of the game. This is Huntley-Hatfield going one-on-one. Nice move to the rim, off glass, couldn't finish. Rebounded by the Mountaineers, Dabaji Walker.
And those are battles that the Cards are going to have to win, especially when you get the basketball that deep into the paint. You've got to come away with something positive, whether it's points or free throws.
Dabaji Walker. Crowd wanted to travel. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Down to 4. Nice give and go. Under the rim, laying it up. Hit the rim to reset the shot clock. Offensive rebound and a foul.
And I believe that's going to be another foul on Curry.
Ellis call number 21, Curry. That's his second 10-team foul.
Timeout, Pearson and App State playing well. Doubling up the Cards on their home court. Week 12 ACC Network College Football lineup. At noon Eastern, 7-3. Duke has won 3 straight. They square off against 6-4. Pittsburgh, who won 2 straight. Then NC State down the road in Louisville to take on the Cardinals on campus. And the day is capped off by our ACC Network primetime matchup. Wake Forest hosts Syracuse at Truist Field in Winston-Salem. The Yum Center is downtown in Louisville. The football stadium, Cardinal Stadium, is on campus. It's about 10 minutes away. Louisville has been playing well. They won 4 in a row before losing at Clemson last week. You certainly want to get a look at their exciting quarterback, Malik Cunningham. Pearson makes 2. 14-point lead for App State on the road.
And right now, if you're the Cards, it's simply about staying disciplined in your approach. Start trying to find ways to get in the painted area, whether it's through the post or getting Ellis attacking downhill.
6-0 run for App State. Eight on the shot clock. Ellis will have to do it himself with 5. Ellis splits a double, goes down the lane, lays it in. No, missed the shot, but he'll go to the line.
But that's what Louisville needs more of. The problem is coming at the end of shot clocks. They've got to find a way to be able to make this happen much earlier in the shot clock. Ellis is as good as you get getting downhill, finishing against much larger defenders, and has the ball handling ability to be able to get there, but he's drawing so much attention on the offensive end of the floor when he has the ball in his hands, because App State isn't fearful of anyone else on this Cards team making plays off the bounce.
He's now 4 out of 6 from the free throw line this season. Check that. Make that 7 out of 9. He's made all 4 of his points from the line today. Cuts the lead back to a dozen with 7:20 to go in the first half. Spot up 3 from Harcum. And the rebound tracked down by James. Shot clock once again winds down to 10. Down to 6. Ellis will go one-on-one again. Down to 3. Ellis from 27. Barely grazed the iron and out of bounds to App State.
But at this point, if you're going to keep Sidney Curry on the floor playing with those 2 fouls, he needs to get the basketball. There was an opportunity right there to get the basketball inside to Curry, allow him to take advantage of his matchup. He did not get his hands on the basketball. And the reward has to be bigger than the risk if he's going to play with 2 fouls here in the first half. Walker
doing it where his dad used to go to work. Samaki Walker's son has 2 threes today. He's got 6.
Yeah, Devazzi's comfortable here in Louisville right now. He's playing with a lot of confidence.
Ellis will try to answer. He does.
And that's one of the very few times we've seen this season someone else making a play for Ellis. It's normally Ellis having to make the plays for others and for himself. Nice play there by James.
Gregory, before the shot, a foul. It's called on Abson, his second.
Mike James getting downhill, attacking that paint, causing the help, getting Ellis the easiest look he's had here on this evening thus far.
Ellis shooting 38% from 3 in his first 2 games and 49% from the field. Played very well offensively so far, as you mentioned, averaging 21.5, leading the team 3.5 assists per game. Withers back in the game with 2 fouls. Could it be 3? It is. 3rd foul on Jalen Withers.
But Jalen Withers is turning and looking at the bench as though he didn't commit the error. That's one, if you're Withers and you know you have 2 fouls, don't put yourself in a position to where you're going to get that contact. As you attack the basket, it's easy. Pull up, shoot a jump shot. Don't try to get deeper into the painted area or play off 2 feet and find one of your teammates, get rid of the basketball, and live to play another day.
Foul trouble for Louisville. Withers with 3. A host of players have 2. And I think that's at least 2 charges that number 3, Tamel Pearson, has drawn. Walker, well off the mark, but Pearson the rebound. Pivots, couldn't finish, tipped up and in.
And right now, App State is beating Louisville to all the 50-50 plays, offensive rebounding, the putback, loose ball, everything that the coach's stat as far as the hustle points right now is going to the Mountaineers.
Ellis lost it. Saved by Harcum. Out of bounds to the Mountaineers. Another turnover.
And we've talked so much about the App State offense, but give their defense a tremendous amount of credit for the way they've come in here and played on the road, stifling Louisville and staying in those gaps, making it difficult for the Cards to get to the basket.
8 turnovers already for the Cards, who are shooting 24% from the field, have 4 field goals and 8 turnovers. Gregory pulls up and scores.
There's a different level of confidence these 2 teams are playing with. App State's confidence is high. It is not high for the Cards here, even though they're on their home court.
This is Kamari Lambs. Knocked out of bounds.
You know, we had a conversation with Kenny Payne earlier today, and you mentioned it. At times, he feels like his guys are hoping a shot goes in. They're wishing the shot's in. They're hoping that their man doesn't score on them. In comparison, is going out and taking action and making shots and getting stops. And trying to get over the top to see some things happen in a positive manner and find some success.
Feed it inside for Huntley-Hatfield. Stolen away. Oh, and then knocked out of bounds. It's Tamel Pearson again with the steal on the post defense.
Well, Pearson's been special on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. His presence has been felt for the Mountaineers. Does a great job defending here, and more importantly, not allowing the defender to knock him off his mark, using his great hands to strip the basketball.
Ellis, a long 3. And Pearson there again for the rebound. Trying to extend the biggest lead of the game. Wide open, Walker 3. Over the back, Pearson. It's his first. An effort foul for Tamel Pearson. App State up early on Louisville.
Intermediate time.
Hey, Peloton, step into your power.
5 points now for James. App State has never trailed in this game. Coming to the game 2-0, Louisville off of
positive momentum headed into halftime. That can happen offensively, also with some defensive stops.
Zone defense now for Louisville. Ellis has 10 points. Mantis another 3. He was well long earlier. Gregory follows it up and in. Timeout, App State. We'll step aside for a few moments. App State leads it by 15.
What makes for a great story? A great story has magic, power, and every once in a while, it has miracles. It needs an opening that sucks you in, and a mind-blowing ending that has you hanging on every snap. That's what makes for a great story. And as luck would have it, that's our story.
Just over 2 minutes to go, and Ellis has heated up. He's up to 10 points.
Yeah, but he's heated up, but his team's still struggling to find a way to get back into this. But with Hersey Miller on the floor, it allows Ellis to be able to play off the basketball and start to hunt shots. He is the best offensive player for this Louisville Cardinals team, still trying to find that balance between when to score and when to distribute.
Has almost half the team's points tonight. Here he is coming from off the ball. Left-handed push shot. Huntley-Hatfield follows it in.
But you see the athleticism and the size of Huntley. When a shot goes up, Louisville should have the advantage of being able to get to those offensive rebounds. Hasn't been the case thus far in this first half.
Gregory kicks it out wide open. Boykin. Most open look he's had all night. Here come the Cards in transition. Ellis slices to the rim. Body's hitting the floor. And a jump ball. We'll go over to App State.
I don't mind Ellis getting out and attacking, even though it's a one-on-2, one-on-3 situation. But I would prefer to see him use his true athleticism and go over the top of the defender. He has the ability to do that. And Mantis was on his heels backpedaling. That's when Ellis can actually dunk that basketball and not only get a bucket, but also get an opportunity for the free throw.
Coming up on the final minute of the first half.
For the record, I did find out where Jordan Cornette was and why he's not on the graphic. He will be at his son's swimming for the state championship as a freshman this year, so can't miss that as a dad. You got to be there.
Definitely not.
So, you know, the young lady by the name of Kelsey Riggs, I guess it's okay for her to fill it in.
Very informative.
Yeah, you know,
I like that.
My people, it's my family.
Here's James. And an offensive foul. If that is Tamel Pearson, you've got, I mean, this is at least 4 or 5 charges this young man has taken.
It is that, but you see that App State, this is what they're going to play you for, and you see Pearson once again being that guy. He's not the shot blocker on this squad, so he's going to take charges. He's going to step in, and right now defending the rim very well.
Could get a double-double with points and charges drawn. Down low. Guess who? Tamel Pearson missed it. Rebounded by Louisville. J.J. Traynor clears the glass. Traveling.
$11 turnovers in the first half for Louisville. We talked about the 19 turnovers and their loss to Wright State. And right now, Kenny Payne trying to figure out a way to get this back on track.
Final 25 seconds of the first half that has been controlled by the App State Mountaineers. They have led right from the start. They have never trailed in this game. And they've led by double figures for at least the last 10 minutes or so. And they'll look to extend this lead, which has gotten as big as 16. And they'll hold for the final shot. This is Donovan Gregory. 10 seconds left. Gets going downhill to the rim. Shut off by Lands. Tough fadeaway jumper. Halfway down. Rebound to Huntley-Hatfield. Lands, 1 second left. Desperation three. App State leads it by 13 at the half. App State looking to go to 3-0 on the season for the first time since 97-98. 25 years ago, they're halfway there. Louisville regrouping in the locker room. Let's send it back to the studio. Your girl, Kelsey Riggs, Dallin Cup.
What's her name?
The KFC Yum Center in Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville trying to avoid an 0-3 start for the first time in 36 years.
And you see the change for Kenny Payne getting Hersey Miller in at the point guard position to allow Ellis to be off the basketball and become more of a scorer. And you see him being aggressive on the first possession of the second half. And this is a lineup that Coach Payne is probably going to have to play a lot more tonight and for the remainder of this season to take advantage of Ellis' scoring ability.
Louisville showed some signs of life offensively towards the end of the first half. Gregory's all alone, and he scores.
But two defenders pick up Gregory and both leave him for the wide open layup under the basket. Just miscommunication, which can't happen if you're going to try to get back into a game.
Stolen away. Gregory on the run, 4-on-3. Harcum, mid-range jumper, in and out. And Sidney Curry the rebound. At the 10-minute mark of the first half, Louisville had 9 points, so they did finish with 25. Ellis, another 3. And the rebound out of bounds off of App State.
But inside-out basketball, if you're Kenny Payne, you take that 3. You like that 3.
This is a Louisville team that comes off a 19-loss season. This is a very proud program. That was a losing season for them last year. Coaching change midseason. It was their 4th losing season in the last 77 years. It's a very proud program.
This is one of the true, I hate to say blue bloods because they're red and black, but they're that level of program. You also consider national championship Final Fours. They rank at the top of college basketball.
And a voracious college basketball market and watching television. The ratings, they just love their college basketball here. Spin move, Boykin flips it in.
And Boykin, not just a shooter. You can see he has the ability to get in the painted area, make plays amongst the trees. Another nice finish for him.
Coach Kern cited a player they had last year, a player named Michael Almanasi for App State, who came from D2, went D1, was the MVP of the Sun Belt tournament a couple of years ago. He's now playing pro in Portugal as Miller missed the 3. He said that was really helpful for them in recruiting. Boykin, who came from D2, said, look, we just did it with this guy. We can do it with you too.
Yeah, I watched Almanasi go for 17 points in the first half at Duke last year. And again, if I got to see somebody do that, I want to sign up for it also.
3-pointer by Huntley comes up well short, may have been blocked.
But Ellis slowing it down. This is one where you need to push. Take advantage of a transition opportunity.
Gets going downhill for the dunk.
And he does just that. Kenny Payne wants the Cards to play faster. They spend a lot of time with their conditioning in the offseason. He wants them to be able to exploit that in game time.
Harcum blocked. Curry comes up with a loose ball. Ellis dumps it down low to Huntley-Hatfield. Goes to work. Huntley-Hatfield flips it up too strong. Rebounded by Pearson.
And Huntley-Hatfield's had a number of those good looks. He's been unable to finish right at the basket in this game.
Boykin. Still dump it down low for Tamel Pearson. Rebounded by Hersey Miller. Miller foul. Harcum his 3rd.
A score would do wonders for the Cards on this possession. If they're able to get this lead into single digits, it would go a long way for Kenny Payne and his great staff, including Danny Manning and Nolan Smith on the bench when they get there with the under 16 timeout. If they can be in single digits, that's an encouraging sign.
Both Manning and Smith in their first season here at Louisville. Both national champions as well. Turned over. Gregory. Foul. Mike James, his 3rd.
And Gregory just plays at a pace all of his own. You're not going to speed him up. He's strong enough to contend with much taller players, but has the skill to be able to beat them off the dribble. And when he doesn't beat you off the dribble, he turns to back you down. A very good passer, a facilitator, but you have a comparison for.
The coach has a comparison for, okay? For the record, Dustin Kearns, the head coach, said he's a Draymond Green type player. I did not say he's a Draymond Green. He's not a 12-time NBA champion or however many Draymond's up to now.
You repeated it. I heard you say it.
Don't shoot the messenger, all right? I was just reporting what Coach Kearns said.
All right.
But he's kind of a throwback player. He had 288 field goal attempts last year. 4 of them were three-pointers. You don't hear about that very often these days.
That's very true, and you can see he has the skill and the playmaking ability similar to a guy like a Draymond Green, where you can run him as a point forward and oftentimes facilitate your offense through Gregory.
Ellis left alone for 3, and he buries it. 15 for Ellis to lead all scorers.
And Ellis can heat up. We've seen him do it a number of times, scored the final 13 points against Wright State for the Cards. And right now, he's on one of those runs where he can maybe put this team on his back and get them back into this game.
Could be a one-man offensive show the rest of the way. Gregory, nice feed. Blocked. Oh, and a foul. And if it's on Withers, it would be his 4th. 4 fouls on Jalen Withers. Louisville has cut into the lead. They're down by 10.
On the floor.
But Jalen Withers averages 16 points per game coming in, is scoreless, and got a lot of basketball on that possession. But that's the way things have gone for the Cards in this game thus far. Right now, they're going to have to make their own fortune moving forward. They can't sit around and wait for anything to happen, and they're going to have to do it without Jalen Withers for the majority of this second half. Didn't start the second half because of foul trouble, had the 3 fouls, and only played about a minute before picking up that 4th. And the second leading scorer on this team saddled with foul trouble in this one. Louisville's going to have someone else step up.
He's only played 9 minutes in this game. A junior from Charlotte. Xavier Brown at the line. Well off the mark on both, but offensive rebound. Brown attacks the rim again. Couldn't get it to go. Volleyed up and out of bounds to Louisville.
And Ellis, before the first free throw, ran in, clapping his hand as his teammates saying, box out, box out. App State was still able to come up with the offensive rebound, just unable to finish it off.
Inside-out game, tough fadeaway jumper is good. Brandon Huntley-Hatfield into double figures.
And that's the toughest opportunity that Huntley-Hatfield has had, but he was able to finish that one off. Missed some easy ones. Maybe that gets some confidence going for him.
First time Louisville's been in single digits since the 9-minute mark of the first half. Chance to get closer here. Miller on the run. Ellis wide open. Foul.
Smart play by Ellis. I know he could have easily taken that 3, and he wouldn't have been wrong for taking it, but stays aggressive, trying to get down the hill and gets to the free throw line, allowing his team to set their defense.
Ellis. Coming up next, Armando Bacot and #1 North Carolina host Gardner-Webb at the Dean Dome in Chapel Hill. We'll be right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Ellis now has a game-high 16 points. Comes off a career-high 29 against Wright State over the weekend. 17 points for the senior from Durham down near Chapel Hill. Second year at Louisville after starting his career at Tallahassee Community College. Crowd coming to life. 7-0 run for the Cards. Ten on the shot clock. Harcum, long 3. Air ball. And out of bounds to Louisville. The momentum has swung.
It has. That was the stop the Cards needed, and now they need to get a bucket here to try to continue to build that momentum and possibly force Coach Kearns to take a timeout to regroup the Mountaineers.
Lance thought about the 3. Instead, it's Ellis. And a strong rebound there by Huntley. Abson kicks it out for Harcum. Down the lane, hangs in the air and scores.
Smart play by Harcum right there. Recognizing momentum was not in their favor, getting downhill using his body to score it at the rim.
Harcum averaged 2 points a game last year, up to 14 a game in the first 2 this year. Wide open lands, pushed it up there. Huntley the board.
And you can tell Land struggling with the confidence, turned down what should have been a 3 for him on the last possession.
Down the lane, laying it up and in, Justin Abson.
Just like that, double-figure lead once again for App State. Kenny Payne calling the timeout. Doesn't like the way things have gone here over the last couple of possessions.
So where do you think this pressure is coming from?
The Mountaineers have enjoyed themselves here in Louisville, especially in the painted area. Terrence Harcum getting downhill, Justin Abson getting downhill. And right now, the Mountaineers hold a 26-10 advantage, points in the paint.
You mentioned to Coach Kearns before the game that you saw App State at Duke last year, and he said in no uncertain terms that he was much more confident in their ability to finish around the rim today than they were at Duke last year.
And he told us that, they were going to have an emphasis on driving the basketball. They felt they could get to the paint, and they really weren't fearful of shot blockers for the Cards. Even though they were a taller, more athletic team, they didn't feel like they would get a lot of resistance at the rim, and it hasn't been much at all here today.
See what kind of adjustments Louisville made out of the timeout, but they end up turning it over again. 14 turnovers. App State has 5. Just giving away possessions, down by 10. To the rim, Gregory scores again.
But you see that there is no fear at all for the smaller Mountaineers to be able to attack the basket. They don't even look to see if there's a shot blocker in there. They're just going. And conversely, Louisville's having a hard time even getting into the painted area.
After Louisville cut it to 6, now a 6-0 App State run to double the lead. To the rim, strong, Huntley-Hatfield.
Huntley-Hatfield starting to exert himself here in the second half. Much needed bucket for the Cards. But right now, when they had the game to 6, it's on balloon back to 10.
Off the mark on the quick 3. Huntley-Hatfield somehow lost the rebound. It was knocked away before the shot. A foul. And a timeout. Huntley-Hatfield his first. He's up to 12 points.
That's a pretty tight.
Up on the offensive end since halftime, shooting 55% from the field after just 38%, 38 actually below that even in the first half. But I think the shot selection and the shot quality has really improved. And you can just see the difference with the Louisville offense.
It really has, but the difference is the turnovers have really hurt the Cards. Even when they're making the comeback, they get it to 6. They turn the basketball over a couple times, giving the Mountaineers a great opportunity and another chance right at the basket, unable to finish it for Abson. But the Mountaineers have gotten better shots in this game than have the Cards. They've gotten shots that they're used to making, that they're used to taking. They get reps in practice taking those shots. Louisville's had to play a little out of character to get his looks.
And coaches can just tell a good shot or a bad shot. It's the 3 rattles home for Hersey Miller, the son of rapper Master P, who's in the house tonight.
Yeah, P is in the building. He's excited about seeing Hersey knock down a big jumper to get this game to 7 points. And more importantly, Hersey being a part of this rotation, looking as though he will be relied upon, and he definitely will be if he can make shots like this. The nice find from Ellis, baseline drive, baseline drift. Hersey Miller does a great job relocating to the spot necessary for him to be successful. And I tell you what, they don't sell that Louisville sweatshirt, that hoodie that P has on in stores, just for the record. That is custom P.
Could he afford it?
Again, that's why it's custom. Only for P.
And a chance for Louisville to pull within 5 or possibly 4.
Another big possession right here. Still a lot of time remaining, but it would do wonders for the confidence of the Cards if they walk away from this possession with a bucket.
We'll start the action with 12 on the shot clock. Down to 5. Down to 2. Knocked away. Oh, they reset the shot clock. Questionably, because I don't think App State ever had the possession.
But in this scenario, does that become a possession, basically a jump ball?
Or a shot clock violation.
Or a shot clock violation, because again, doesn't a shot clock violation have to be called within the action? I don't think you can go back and retrograde. So we see the shot clock reset well before this scramble.
Yes, there definitely was no possession for App State. I think that's clear. And they are signaling shot clock violation. Which ends up being another turnover.
But a turnover that does not allow App State to get out easily in transition to get a bucket. So right now, another blown opportunity to continue to cut into this lead and put pressure on the Mountaineers. But right now, you would have to say Louisville does have the momentum on their side, making it a 7-point game.
And they force a timeout with the full court pressure. So they'll talk it over in the huddle. Don't forget, coming up after we're done here in Louisville, Armando Bacot and #1 North Carolina. They host Gardner-Webb at the Dean Dome in Chapel Hill. It's right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. You see Bacot's number is one of the top contenders for not only ACC Player of the Year, but National Player of the Year. And Gardner-Webb has gotten up a depth.
Yeah, and Gardner-Webb is averaging 85.5 points per game. Carolina went over 100 in their last game. This is going to be a shootout. I tell you right now, North Carolina will not back down from a running shootout with anyone. It looks like Gardner-Webb is up to the challenge.
Louisville has trailed throughout in this game, trailed by as much as 16 in the first half, and have never led. App State has led right from the opening gun, in large part because of Tyree Boykin, who has only 2 points in the second half. Making 4 points. He's got 14 for the game.
And nice play by Boykin there, using his body, going to the left hand to be able to finish. And stretching the lead back to 9.
So it looks like they found something here offensively with Miller running the point and Ellis off the ball, and Huntley-Hatfield has started to assert himself as well. Some guys besides Ellis starting to step up.
Well, and they were kind of forced to do that because their second leading scorer, Jalen Withers, has been on the bench with foul trouble, only played 9 minutes in this game, who comes in averaging 16 points per game. But I think this is something that Kenny Payne will use often during the season to put Ellis in a scenario where he can just go be a scorer.
Ellis attacks the rim, floats in. Rebounded by Absin. App State trying to put it back into double figures.
And this is trouble when you've got the switch and the big having the guard.
Absin right elbow jumper. Rebounded by Curry. Cards will push. App State is back in transition.
In a half-court set right now, I'd love to see Sidney Curry get his hands on the basketball, giving him an opportunity. Only 1 for 2 in this game.
Nice feed. Curry couldn't finish, and rebounded by Absin.
And got a great look. Ellis did the job, dropped it off to the big fella, just unable to finish. And Louisville's had a number of those opportunities missed.
Gregory attacking the rim, blocked. Stays with the Mountaineers.
And for App State, number 15, Huntley, number 3, Pearson.
A few subs in to Mel Pearson along with C.J. Huntley for App State and J.J. Traynor, who's played sparingly tonight for Louisville.
And Kenny Payne is sticking to the rotation. He's getting guys minutes, trying to find someone, help someone build confidence for themselves in this game.
Boykin. Miller clears the glass and pushes. Miller, another 3. Way off. And the The rebound loose on the floor and tied up, a jump ball. The arrow will favor App State.
But if you're a Cards fan, you're happy to see J.J. Traynor getting on the floor. We've seen App State all over the place on the floor, scrambling, hustling for loose balls. We haven't seen as much of that from the Cards tonight, so great to see Traynor getting on the floor. And even though he doesn't get the basketball, it changes the possession once this ball is inbounded.
So much talk about Final Male High School back in 1993. Oh, nice move. Taking it to the rim. Had the path cut off. Carvel T-set instead of three.
And push,
Ellis the third to the rim. Offensive foul. And if I told you who took that offensive foul, I mean, that's got to be 6 charges that young man has taken tonight. He needs an ice bath.
Well, he's done a great job getting back, establishing his guarding position. That one, though, I don't know.
Walgreens find our...
App State continues to lead Louisville by 9 with under 8 minutes to go. You take a look at the game reset. What jumps off that sheet or the stat sheet?
The paint points. That's something you would expect for the more athletic, the bigger team, the Cardinals, to dominate. But it's been all Mountaineers in this one. A 30-12 advantage, points in the paint. And Coach Kearns told us earlier today, this team, he doesn't want to be identified as much by the three-pointers as his teams have been over the past 3 seasons. And right now, they are showing that they can be dominant in the painted area. Still have the ability to shoot the three, but they want to play in attack mode, more so getting downhill, putting pressure on other teams at the rim.
Last year, they averaged 25 three-point attempts a game. Tonight, only 17. And they had taken about 73s in their first 2 games. So definitely to your point, they've concentrated on attacking the rim, and they've done that with success. Awkward pass out of bounds. Stays with App State with 13 on the shot clock. Gregory leads App State with 11. Harcum follows his own miss and scores.
And right there, just a miscommunication. Do you switch that, or are you asking your defender to fight through the screen? And right there, Ellis didn't even know that he was about to be screened.
Gregory was 16, I should say. Boykin 14. At the other end, chance almost a three-point play as James will go to the line. Ellis leads Louisville with 17. Huntley-Hatfield, the only other double-figure scorer, with 12. 4 fouls now on Harcum. Hatfield, the only other double-figure scorer, with 12. 4 fouls now on Harcum.
Number 1, Mike James. He'll shoot 2.
Very friendly roll.
On the previous out-of-bounds play, you see Ellis getting screened. But James never tells Ellis the screen is coming and then tries to switch at the last minute. At that point, it's too late. The offensive player already has the advantage. Misses the shot, but James now out of position to be able to get the defensive rebound. And an easy bucket for App State.
Louisville continues to go between about 6 and 11 points behind, but they've got to make a push here with 7 minutes to go. Starts at the defensive end.
It really does. They've got to find a way to get some stops. And again, this young man puts so much pressure on your defense. When we talk about Boykin, that he's able to distribute, and Huntley's able to knock down the corner 3 to stretch the lead back to 12.
6 out of 11 from 3 this season for Huntley. James attacking the basket. Blocking foul. It is Huntley, his third.
James attacking the paint, lowers the shoulder. If that were called an offensive foul, I don't think they would have been wrong on that one. Louisville fortunate to be able to get that one back. Not
a shooting situation. Both teams with 5 fouls. Ellis turns it over.
But that play, it's in between. Either you drop it off for the bounce pass or you throw it up for the lob. And right there, Ellis was in between. And so, therefore, J.J. Trainor's going for the lob. The ball sails out of bounds.
The shooting percentage is about a 10% difference in favor of App State. But because of those turnovers, App State has 16 more shot attempts. "17 turnovers for Louisville, just 5 for the Mountaineers." Easy look at the rim, but couldn't finish for Carvel Tisek.
Pearson did a great job sealing off James, not allowing him to be a defender on the shot. But an easy layup missed.
Ellis knocks down the three.
And that turns out to be a 5-point swing in favor of the Cards as Ellis knocks down the three. And we'll see if that can build some momentum for Louisville heading down the stretch under 6 minutes.
20 points now for Ellis. Back down to 9. Didn't finish. Tamel Pearson defended well by Louisville. Wide open down low. Huntley-Hatfield hesitated. 3 from the corner. It's good! J.J. Trainor's first 3 points of the game makes it a 6-point lead.
And Trainor was confident. No hesitation on that shot. The same way he did in practice this morning.
Second three-pointer of the season for Trainor. Crowd on its feet. Boykin. Rebound to James. Foul.
Kenny Payne talked to his players earlier today about shooting the basketball quicker. You can see J.J. Trainor was locked and loaded. As soon as the basketball touched his hand, he knew it was going up and took advantage of the big opportunity for 3 in the corner. And now Louisville has it to 6. This is as close as they've been here in this second half. Jalen Withers steps back into the game with his 4 fouls, and right now looking to try to cut into this lead even more.
How tough is it to come in off the bench when you've only played 9 minutes right here at crunch time?
It's extremely tough, but he's a veteran.
James stays with the Cards.
Now, we've watched James turn down wide open threes. I'm shocked that he took that one, but momentum is in their favor. Maybe he's feeling a little more confident, but we've seen him turn down shots that we thought he would have taken earlier. Fortunate for the Cards to get another shot at it.
Ellis off a screen, pops the big 3. Good box out by Tamel Pearson.
And a good look, you'll take that look.
App State is just 2 of its last 10 from the field. Louisville is locked down on defense. Oh! 5th foul on Withers. And I mean, I know it's kind of a nickel-dimer, but what are you doing? Don't bump him like that.
But I will say this. There has been that much contact on other drives and other possessions throughout this game. And again, we've got a great officiating crew. My guy, Jeffrey Clark, of course, Keith Kimball, Tony Shiraza. It's a great group of officials, but I think that I'm not sure that this is a consistent call from what we've seen at the other end of the floor throughout this game.
Jalen Withers, not his night. Did not score. Came into the game averaging 16 points and 6.5 rebounds. Did not have a point or rebound tonight. He's fouled out of the game. Behind the back. Pearson. Travel.
Another opportunity for the Cards. Despite 17 turnovers in this game, have a chance to cut this to a 4 or even 3-point game. And right now, As you're Kenny Payne, you want to start going with whatever your best offensive opportunities are. You want to see if you can make that happen here.
Huntley-Hatfield backing in and foul.
I like it. I like the call because it is consistent. Jeffrey Clark right on top of it is consistent as to what was called on the other end of the floor. And I can appreciate it. And that's all you ever want from your officiating group is to be consistent. Make sure that the calls are the same on both ends of the floor.
1-1 for Huntley-Hatfield. His career high was 12 points at Tennessee. When he played there last season, he has 12 here so far. Key miss of the 1-1. Pearson the rebound.
Yeah, there are a number of opportunities that if Louisville's unable to win this game, they can look back to certain moments and say, we had our chances right here, and we did not take advantage of them.
Boykin pops the big three. Air ball long, rebounded by Kamari Lands. App State has stopped scoring. They have only 19 points this half. Louisville trying to inch closer. Ellis zigzagging down the lane, off glass and in. "22 points for Ellis. It's a 4-point game. Harcum is fouled.
Smart play by Harcum, recognizing he's got the bigger defender, picking up the foul. But Ellis trying to get the Cards their first win on the season, attacking the basket to finish.
These fans excited that the Cards have pulled back to within 4 as they search for their first victory of the season. They're doing it behind the scoring and playmaking of Ellis.
Well, Ellis has been aggressive here in this second half, getting downhill. He's knocked down threes. He's doing anything he possibly can to help this team pick up their first win on the year. Also 6 for 6 from the free throw line, and you see he stepped up his production here in the second half and been more of a scorer with Hersey Miller on the floor to handle the ball handling responsibilities. Ellis has had the freedom to go out and start hunting his own opportunities.
Robert Lee and Corey Alexander, our entire ACC network crew with you from Louisville, Kentucky, the KFC Yum Center, where App State has led from the start. And Terrence Harcum, a sophomore, knocks down the first free throw. Led by as much as 16 in the first half. Have never trailed have the Mountaineers. 10 points for Harcum. Absent in. Shot blocking presence as Pearson, one of the unsung heroes of this game, checks out. Offensive foul.
That's a tough call. And I'm not saying that it's the wrong call. It's a tough call in that spot. But coming across at a time where you need a bucket, and there was contact there, but also, I honestly believe Absam tripped on that possession. I'm not sure if it was over his teammate.
Yeah, as he was backing up, he fell over somebody's legs and made it look a lot worse. Nonetheless, App State takes another turnover and will look to convert and extend this 6-point lead. Gregory, right baseline jumper. Huntley-Hatfield the rebound. 2-possession game.
Kenny Payne trying to implore his guys to play faster.
Huntley-Hatfield. Ellis out top. Didn't want to shoot the three. Instead, back inside. High percentage look blocked out of bounds by Abson.
That's one of the nation's leading shot blockers. Abson comes into the game averaging 4 blocks per game. And a big block on that possession where you thought Huntley-Hatfield had a good look. Abson having no parts of it.
Freshman from Pompano Beach, Florida. 8 blocks in his first 2 games. Foul. Put him back at the line.
Consistent call. I got to keep pointing that out because I talked about the consistency on one end of the floor, and the call has been consistent down the stretch. So I'm applaud the officials for doing just that.
Missed another 1-and-1. Missed opportunity. 2 missed front ends of 1-and-1s for Louisville here late. Deflected. Great. Ellis in the open court. Ellis will lay it up and in.
And give Brandon Huntley-Hatfield a lot of credit for great hands with that possession and coming up with not only the turnover, but the bucket.
Blocked away. Louisville has it. Minute 40 to go.
Attack.
Ellis to the rim. He's fouled.
Brandon Huntley-Hatfield makes maybe a game-changing play with the deflection, allowing Ellis to get out in transition for the bucket. And Ellis, once again in transition, gets fouled, and now an opportunity to make this a one-possession game.
First of 2 is up and in. Thursday, we'll have the women's basketball game of the night right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. Dawn Staley and #1 South Carolina take on Clemson at Little John Coliseum. Both teams come in undefeated. Our coverage starts at 6 Eastern. 26 points for Ellis. It is a 2-point game. App State 5.5 minutes without a field goal. Five on the shot clock. Gregory in short range. Missed it.
Got numbers. Push.
Huntley-Hatfield clears the glass. Ellis all the way to the rim, and he was fouled. He'll go back to the line with a chance to tie the game.
And this is why Kenny Payne has been imploring his guys to play faster. Put pressure on App State's defense in transition to try to build a wall and stop Ellis. He's the best athlete on the floor, and he is starting to show that here over the final minutes.
Terrence Harcum fouls out of the game with 10 points. Carvel T-set in to replace him. Ellis from the line is 8 out of 9.
He'll shoot 2.
Last game, Ellis had 29 points, a career high. Now he's got 27 here tonight, 17 in the second half.
In a one-point game, and right now the Cards, the defensive energy has picked up. And a crucial time here to get a stop.
Game hanging in the balance. App State has never trailed. Looking for their first Power Conference win since 2014. Gregory came up short. Offensive rebound. Shot clock did not reset. 5 on the shot clock. Abson. Left-handed sky hooks up and in.
That's a big bucket by Abson. The freshman coming up with the offensive board and taking his time, going to the nice move, the left-hand jump hook over the right shoulder. Gregory unable to finish it, but give Abson credit. The young fella sticking to it. Huntley-Hatfield knocks the basketball away, allowing Abson to regather his rhythm, and a nice jump hook to increase the lead to 3.
Abson, just a freshman, couple big plays down the stretch. Let's reset it here. Both teams in the bonus. Louisville in the double bonus. They'll shoot 2 the rest of the way. And App State still will shoot 1-and-1 with the next one. The possession arrow favors Louisville. App State has 1 timeout left. Louisville has 2.
But with 35.5 seconds remaining, you do not have to go for a 3 on this possession. Now, if you design something and you get a good look at a 3, then you take it confidently. But at the same time, there's more than enough time to be able to extend this game. If you get an easy 2 and then foul to try to get App State to the line, see if they're going to make their free throws, give yourself an opportunity to extend this game a little longer.
Does it have to go through Ellis here?
Absolutely. He's the guy right now who will have the basketball in his hand. Doesn't mean that he will take the shot, but he will make the play.
Louisville comes out with Ellis, James, Miller, Trainer, and Huntley-Hatfield. 5.5 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Ellis has 27 points, can tie it with a 3. Down the lane, lays it up and in. 29 for Ellis.
I like it. Now you set your defense. Kenny Payne going with the timeout. Now you come out with some full court pressure. See if you can get a trap and a turnover first before you foul and send App State to the free throw line. Ellis rejecting the screen and then spinning, using his body, getting to the rim, the finish, and a 1-point game right now. We have to remind you, Louisville has lost 2 straight games by 1 point. Actually, 3 if you go back to last year's loss at the ACC tournament to Virginia. So the Cards have played tight games, close games, and now Kenny Payne looking to get his first win as a head coach here late in this one.
Louisville has started 0-2 for the first time in 23 years. 99-2000. They haven't started 0-3 since 86-87. And they're looking to desperately get that first victory of the Kenny Payne era. Ellis is doing all that he can. On the other side, App State, we mentioned they haven't beaten a Power 5 team since they beat Virginia Tech back in 2014. They're looking for their first 3-0 start in 25 years. For head coach Dustin Kearns, what did he draw up in the timeout? He gets it in for Gregory. Shot clock is off. They look to set up the trap. They get it to Boykin, an excellent free throw shooter.
Yeah, you got to foul. You got to foul.
They finally foul with 11 seconds left. Boykin has not attempted a free throw tonight. He is 6 out of 6 this season. This will be 1-1.
I think Louisville gave away a number of precious seconds on that one. Once they didn't get the turnover in the backcourt, they should have fouled a little earlier.
Tyree Boykin, a 6th-year grad student. Missed it. Chance for Louisville to win with a score. Final 10 seconds. 5 seconds left. Ellis with 1. I don't think he got the shot away, but he does score. Did he get it off in time? I don't think he did. They'll go to the monitor. For the moment, it's a game-winning score.